Hey, Liz and Diane here, Inspire TV. And it's just really nice to mention that actually it's very au naturel. I mean, we just pop on the screen, and the point is we just start talking, and we have no idea up front what we're going to talk about. But since we have so much to talk about, every time before even record gets hit, the whole podcast has already been here. So at some point it's like, shall we just hit the record button? So that's what we're doing now. We just hit the record button after already being podcasting for over 15 minutes, which is interesting because we have just been going through so many interesting subjects. And now, just to kick off here, we were talking about we are in Leo season, and Virgo season is coming up. And so we've been talking about what does it actually do, the Leo season? How are we scheduling our holidays, our summer holidays? So what is scheduling anyhow? And so is it even a good time for that? And by the way, what is the perfect drama for Leo and Virgo coming up season? So there's so much to talk about. And well, here we go, because we just have been jamming on what's up with scheduling anyhow. So scheduling your day, scheduling this, scheduling that, while is it actually working, and what are we working with, and does it even feel good, and what are we called forth to do? What do you feel called to do? And then you look at the schedule, it's something else. It could be really confusing. So, but I know, Diane, I mean, you're such an expert at scheduling, or actually descheduling the scheduling, which will be your scheduling. And it's so interesting. And it has so much to do with the season that we are in right now, with the fiery Leo and our Virgo coming up, like execute mind. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, first, I will humbly say that let me be dignified in saying, yes, I have expertise, but the more that I train and study and work with it personally and work with folks over the years, the more humbled I am by how much there really is to learn and to know and to nuance and to experience. I mean, we're all in this kind of human thing together. Really, it all just comes down to what is our relationship with the earth. That's like, what is our relationship to ourselves? And then that relationship with the earth. And speaking specifically from a biological standpoint, I'm talking about your own individual electromagnetic field, which every life form has, and how that is harmonizing with the Earth's electromagnetic field, which scientist Schumann, I think it was the 20s or 30s, he really was able to kind of discover this internal Earth resonance, which we can consider to be the Earth's heartbeat, about 7.83 hertz. Now, our modern lives we're not buzzing there. And this doesn't have to do with like brainwave activity. This is actually like your full human electromagnetic field. And we all feel that because we know the reason why we feel it is because we live our lives not in it, which is what the experience of stress and anxiety is. That kind of it's like always there, right? It's like, I'm doing this, but I should be doing that. And I need to get this done and get it. And it's just this. And this is what causes all disease. And I'll stand firm as a physiologist and say that this is what causes all disease, The pundits could go toe to toe on that one, but I will stand firm in believing that. So what does one do, right? Like, what does one do to still actually exist in a world that operates on a Monday through Friday, a summer vacation, a 9 to 5, which really, depending on what part of the planet you're on, could look more like 7 to 6, which is fine if you are harmonizing like we're here to do shit, right? Like we're here to, but not do shit from a place of total lack and chasing
Hmm.
and chase and always feeling like I'm one step behind or I'm too far ahead. I'm not in the right place. I mean, that is the definition of stress. I'm just not ever in sync. And it is why it's called dis-ease, dysrhythmia, dysrhythm. It's
Hmm.
dysfunction. It's not that we're broken. Our souls called this in as a challenge so we could see, hey, what if we just got into what we already know is the truth, is the universal truth, which
Yeah.
is
So
there's mag
we have been last week or something, we've been talking about relaxation can be very misunderstood. Like, what is relaxation? Many times, relaxation is like, oh, I should do nothing, just sit on the couch, do nothing, but it's not relaxing for the system at all. So, does this probably have a lot to do with being relaxed in the rhythm you're in the things that you're doing? Isn't that a whole?
it's a state of relaxation. It's not
Yeah.
something that we cultivate from outside. It's not it's nothing external. Like, oh, I need to meditate, then relax. That's my relax. I need to light a candle and do a ritual and have gems. All that stuff is fabulous, and we love all that. But relaxation is that it's the parasympathetic nervous system is dominant, which is a state. It's homeostasis where the body is humming and vibing in this completely, biofeedback mechanism where it's like I secrete these hormones, I, suppress these hormones so that my body is harmonized. And that every individual is different, but when you're also just how you can aid that is understanding, hey, dawn, okay, the earth is at a certain position. What does that mean in terms of the Schumann resonance? Well, dawn, it's like, it's this, not a lot of lightning activity at dawn. There's a very thin veil. There's not a lot of sunlight, which actually, it thickens the ionosphere. Okay. So dawn, it's like we even say in some of the yogic technologies, the veil is thin. So what are we doing at dawn to harmonize? Like, well, this is a time to breathe and just come into that and setting up the rhythm already with the human system, the human and magnetic field with the Earth's magnetic field. But then it starts to shift into morning. Now, morning it's the sun is coming up, the ionosphere kind of, so the amplification of the Schumann resonance dulls out. So what can we do as human beings with that understanding in the morning hours? And it's the air element. So we're working with that. So we feel like we want to do more like computing, left brain activity, work, which is great, but support that then with a little qigong, just to, so then you're always checking in. Am I in a state of relaxation? It doesn't mean you're not working. It may mean you're sleeping. It's not about the external, what that is. It's you feel, you could be running a marathon and be in a state of relaxation. It could be we were talking about this week, deep dive into writing a newsletter or in a spreadsheet, the cell of a spreadsheet, and you're totally relaxed because time stops when you are absolutely, your electromagnetic field. What is it? It's magnetism. So it's basically the energy that draws everything. And you actually feel super fulfilled and whole, which is so energizing. So then you're like, I can do anything. And it's such a visceral experience. And just even getting into that, throughout the day, each day. So then afternoon, it's like, oh, it's the height of the sun, but I can move at least now. I can get, doing grounding in the morning, doing grounding at night. Then at nighttime, the veil starts to thin again. But during the afternoon, that's the high peak of lightning activity on the planets. It doesn't matter where you are. It's just, this is when the most storms come in with lightning, which also kind of dulls out the amplification of the Schumann resonance. So in other words, our electromagnetic fields like are a little less sensitive to it. So we need to do a little bit more to align. So it's, I say things like your sodium potassium pump, how much magnesium, sodium, and magnesium, sodium, and potassium you're getting into your system. And again, everybody's different, but playing with those minerals, because those three minerals are literally magnetic attractors.
Yeah, so you can totally look at it and work from it in a very, actually, really natural way. So, but then this, relating this to summer holiday, I mean, we get it. It's hot, so we want to, you know,
Yeah.
relax or something, just do whatever we want. There's no schedule here. So there's a summer break. And then at the same time, my experience for years has been like, I am so on the roll. I'm, in June and then starting July, I feel like, yeah, getting so many things done. And now I have to relax. Now I have to, I mean, literally, I have to stop doing that and then go for a summer holiday. And I love to travel. I mean, really, but stop the things all the activities of my work, of my job. Just stop it, and you don't have to do anything, and you can get in your whole relaxing zone in a very different way. Well, I'm like, actually, I really like the relaxing zone I'm in regarding my work. I don't necessarily need a vacation. When would be a better time? And are we a little off here, or is it just me?
It's so funny, right? It's hilarious. And then it's like we're shoving I always say you're shoving your physiology into a schedule, and it's completely reversed. It's completely, you schedule your life around your physiology. You schedule your life around your physiology, and then everything is like, oh yeah, of course I need to take a break. So it's like, oh, I need a holiday is lovely and travel. It's like, well, maybe that does wind up being in the summer for some people, but again, the reality, the natural, right, the universal laws of nature are that summer, regardless of the climate, is this is, ancient civilizations, this is the time to work the fields to prepare for the harvest. This is it. Like, this is work. Like, we feel it. We do. Like you just said, Liz, it's like, I'm super charged right now. Like, I just want to do the training, just be in the weeds, literally, of like, just do the work. I feel the energy coming in. No, not summer.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, like kids, it's like you could see that, because it's so backward, how burned out these children are getting being in this cycle. So of course they fiend for this summer vacation. Part of it is just mentally, right? Like, we've been fed this programming, so we're going to say, oh, but summer. But physically, these children are being forced into an unnatural schedule. So they are very burned out and sluggish by the time that the end of the school year rolls around. I mean, so it's a whole other topic, but why do we say, like, well, you need to go to bed at 8 o'clock, or you need to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and then you need to wake up at 6 o'clock, and you need to eat breakfast at 8 o'clock, and you need to eat lunch at 12 o'clock, and you need to, who the fuck decided that? Like, what human was like, yeah, that is the correct time to eat? No, it's the fucking Industrial Revolution that was like, we need to get humans to punch a clock and work these hours, and then the whistle blows at 12 and they get a lunch break. So go eat lunch during your lunch break. Well, frankly, me personally, I don't eat lunch. Is annoying. Lunch disrupts my airtime when I want to work.
Yeah.
I do a little qigong. I'm not, the last thing on my mind is like, what am I going to have for lunch? Because it's noon. Noon, I'm like, I'm just getting the last little bit of morning before I head into the afternoon. I'd rather just eat when I feel like I'm hungry. Take a vacation when you're like, yeah, I mean, it's winter, feeling very meditative. I'm feeling very introspective. I'm feeling like it's a nice time for a little just shut everything down a bit.
This
That's
is
kind
very,
of like animals hibernate at this time of year, and we
yeah.
like are like the greenery of the earth, even in hot climates, is not. We're not. There's not a lot of birthing happening.
No.
Everything kind of because it's like.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what if we would live more in, a natural rhythm and just listening to your own rhythm here?
I think there are those of
You know?
us, especially in leadership, that are like, we can totally, we can totally work within the confines, the prison of the 3D structure of time and scheduling. But but it's we're navigating, we're in a whole other relationship. And then once you're there, and again, like, I mean, personally, I know when I'm there because I train for it and I love it and it's awesome. But I also know when I'm not. And it's like, oh. But there are all these ways to, once you know it, you can't unknow it because it's actually already the ancient wisdom inside yourself. So you're basically just remembering what you already have. This right here is a totally self-organized organism. It is completely self-organized. And we spend all of our time getting in its way. And we feel like shit.
Thinking it needs to be organized.
Yeah, and we feel like shit. We totally feel like shit. Why
So
is your
it's
blood pressure
actually,
up?
yeah, and just get sensitized around that by tapping in and just see what happens and see what happens when you go through your day like that.
Well, it's a good example is like, well, I personally have a daughter who's in school, who's school age, and I cannot physically say I want my child to go to school in the summer. I want my child to have an experience of the 3D world, and this is what we're living and working with. So, but what I can do is I can decide that we're not taking summer vacation. You're not going to summer camp. She trained hard this summer. She trained hard, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and just setting herself up. Really, um, there was not a break in a sense, and she did have her downtime because that's what she was programmed for. But also, too, she now has an understanding of, wow, mom, I feel very fulfilled from my summer. I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen some pictures. It shows.
And it's
It
not,
shows. It's
yeah,
really power.
it's not good or
Yeah.
bad, right? It's just what feels. It's just, again, it's like I could sit here and like the words come out of my mouth, and sometimes like I was saying yesterday, it's like, this is just a big fucking game. It's just like, I don't know anything more than any other human, that like, we all know this. It's just internal wisdom that's
Yeah.
just so natural. And that's why it feels so good. When you feel good, you're in a natural state. When
That's it.
you don't feel good, you're not in a natural state.
Yeah.
When you're in a natural state, you attract more unnatural shit. You
Hmm.
feel like, I'm not even. So now I'm attracting like a medication to alter it. And that makes it worse. Or I'm attracting all these thoughts that kind of make me feel even more anxious. Like, and then I'm like trying to fix that. And then I think that there's something wrong with me. And it's just like, you're just like,
Yeah.
always have that vision of like, You
Trying
know,
to manage everything while we're totally managing ourselves out of our natural rhythm. Well, just sensitizing into the body, you can actually really feel it and
it's like,
see
oh
how
no, I didn't meditate, right? It's like,
like
I
that
have to
works.
schedule a meditation. I have
Yeah,
to go and meditate now. I didn't meditate today. Damn it. Arr.
yeah,
Now I'm
like
going to
that.
sit in meditation. Okay, I'm meditating. That's super relaxed. That's really awesome.
Hmm.
I didn't work out yet. I didn't eat when I should eat. It's like, hey, you know what? Afternoon, it's like, why do you feel more thirsty in the afternoon? Because your sodium potassium pump. You like get the minerals in that your body's craving so that you can,
Yeah.
oh, this is the ionosphere is thicker, and I need to kind of like increase my electromagnetic field to make sure that I'm still kind of in rhythm with nature. So isn't it great that you do have access to these external resources? But I just love to close my eyes and imagine like, Egyptian civilization or like the Incans or the Mayans, like what were they doing in the afternoon? They were drinking tea, having like literally like salt water, like harvesting salt, like, and starting to prepare for sunset, which is like, okay, I'm going to chant a little. I'm going to again chanting to literally, why are these ancient civilizations, they're dancing and chanting at dawn, and then they're chanting in the evening? Why are they doing that? To align with Shuman. They didn't know what the fuck that was then, but they knew way better because they were living inside their actual, what are we calling them now, golden temples or golden cathedrals,
Yeah.
called our bodies, right?
One. Pick one. Or maybe if you have your own kind of, no, for me it's a golden whatever, just leave it in the comments. We would love to hear.
Yeah.
So, what would the thinking of Leo season going into Virgo, what color would pop into your head? Like,
Well, I'm wearing it, right? Like,
ah,
yeah, I mean, it's so fun this time of year too, because I think we were talking about yesterday as well. It's like the cosmic joke of the schedule. Like, there's something really gratifying about organizing and planning. I mean, we're meaning makers. That's what our spiritual teacher always said. We're meaning makers. We're humans. So
yeah,
it it's not that you find this system of scheduling like and again, we can be cliche, like Leo, larger than life, Virgo, anal and organized. That's just surface level astrology.
mhm,
But for the zeitgeist, it's, I mean, there are essences of that there, right? So as we're in this kind of Leo, playful, and then going into Virgo, there is that like, okay. And also too, again, because we've been bucking the system where we're like, I had this whole summer, I didn't do shit. Now I'm even more like pressurized, which
yeah,
is not healthy. We don't want to be pressurized, but the whole Leo into Virgo season is looking at your schedule like a board game. It's not that you're making a schedule or creating plans or doing a task list so that you can be functioning within it. It's actually, I'm going to make this whole thing and make a big mess of it because it's actually very relieving. Because like what you said, Liz, the other day, you're reading some of this, Buddhist scripture, and
yeah,
it's so, again, we are self-organized, organized organism. So if we just truly, deeply trust that every task we need to get done, Dharma already, yes. Like we know when we need to eat. We don't have to put it in our schedules. We know when it's like,
we have to close it off. I see one thing, a schedule here. This will close within a couple of seconds. So, last thought, the song of the week.
I don't know, it's got to be Golden Earring, right?
Okay, yeah, of course, Golden Earring. We'll put some Golden Earring in it. Okay, thank you all for watching. Catch us next time. Sat to the Nam.